Alright, so I just got through watching the vlogs. What I did was went through and chose 3 people and compared and contrasted one thing from their vlog to mine. The first person I chose was Anastasia. Anastasia and I have got to know each other pretty well on a personal level over the last few years through classes at Mary Washington. One thing that we had in common in our vlogs was the Carnegie book. We both talked about how learning to listen by actually hearing what the other party is telling you and absorbing what they're saying rather than just taking what they're saying into consideration is a very important skill for a leader to have in the business world and just in life in general. It's always important to actually hear what people are saying and absorb what they're saying. One thing that she included in her vlog that I did not is the You're Not Special video. I first watched this with Gower in Management 301 last semester, and it stood out to me because being the oldest, kind of feel like I had to work a little bit harder for things that my younger siblings are kind of just handed now. So for me, I feel more of an importance in life when I have to work hard for something and when you get rewarded for it rather than it just being handed to you, which is a lesson I try to instill in my younger siblings, but the younger generation just kind of feels a little more entitled to things, I guess. But she talked about how leaders are not irreplaceable, and once people realize that, then they can become more humble and understand the value of completing a task. And I completely agree 100%. The second person I chose was Sydney. Sydney and I didn't really know each other very well, but we've had a couple classes now together in Mary Washington, and we went to the same high school together. One thing that we both included in our vlogs is that we always want to learn to better ourselves by building off of our weaknesses. She said that no one is perfect, and there's always room for improvement. Yes, 100% I agree. One thing that she included in her vlog that I did not was the introduction video. I enjoyed this assignment because we kind of took it and made it our own and made it personal and just made it more fun than sitting in front of a camera talking, which is a little more boring, I guess. But she just kind of talked about how that assignment related to leadership, which I never really thought of until she said that, but it makes sense. A leader has to take an assignment and make it their own and make it personal and make it fun for their followers to view and gets more of a reaction from it. Third person that I chose was Caitlin. Her and I had Gower's management class last semester together. We never really talked, but I feel like everybody in Gower's management class kind of becomes a little bit of a family when you leave there. So I wanted to compare and contrast with her. One thing that we both agreed on is that all the readings in the assignments can relate to real life. And that we both have had tremendous growth from the past year with Gower's guidance. I know personally, I used to be very introvert, very shy, kind of just keep to myself, not want to cross any boundaries. But now, since I've taken Management 301 and this leadership course with Gower, I've seen a tremendous growth in myself, in my self-esteem, just in the way that I talk to people, the way that my posture, the way I present myself, everything. One thing that she included in her vlog that I left out was the volunteer hours. She was talking about how she's volunteered at a homeless shelter and it's tremendously affected her, which I think is great, and I would love to read up more about that and maybe go try it out myself. Last semester I took an entrepreneurship class and we had to create a group project that was a social entrepreneurship project. And we decided to make up this pizza parlor that was in New York City. It was going to be located near local parks and the New York City University, New York University. And what we were going to do, we were going to employ the homeless, have at least 5 people at a time because we were going to be a small business starting out. and then the restaurant would be in the basement or in the first floor, and then the second and third floor would be housing for the homeless people. So we would take them in, kind of like a homeless shelter, but we would employ them. We would pretty much clean them up, build their resume up, we were going to partner with the university so the students could help guide them and get experiential learning. So they were both kind of benefiting. So I feel like that project in her volunteer hours went very hand in hand with helping them, homeless people, get back up on their feet and back into the real world. And that's something that I would love to be a part of and love to include in my life. So, thank you all very much. We've had a wonderful semester, I believe, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your summer.